Welcome into this episode of Inside the Hornets Nest. I'm Jeff Beavers.
And I'm Donna Bowles.
This episode, we're going to do something a little different. We have a special guest with us today. Donna, tell us who we've got with us.
Okay, this is Ray Franklin. Ray helps out at Cool 96.9 as a broadcaster on Friday nights with the football team. So we're real excited to have him with us today.
Ray, we appreciate you being here.
Hey, I'm excited to be here.
So, a lot of people know your voice, but now they're able to put a face with the voice. So, tell us a little bit about how you got into play-by-play, how long you've been doing that, and any stories that you might want to share.
Well, I got asked several years ago. The TV had been doing the Chelsea football games, and I'm coaching. I coach at Chelsea, and then finally, I got asked would I be interested in doing radio because Doug Ragland was doing our play-by-play, and they said, "Hey, we need a color guy." I said, "Hey, I'd love to do radio." So for the first year, I did color with Doug Ragland, and then Doug stepped aside, and I took over the play-by-play, and Richard Powers does it with me. Love doing radio. One of my favorite stories is we were at a visiting stadium, and there was not room for us to be in the press box, so they put us in the stands with the fans. And we had the lead, and the team was trying to mount a comeback, and they wasn't able, and I was being a little loud like I always am and being a little opinionated about the officiating like I always am. And so there were some questionable calls, and I got a little upset, got a little loud, and the woman turned around, and it was right in front of me. She said, "You were the most obnoxious person I've ever heard." And I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry to hear that, but these are my opinions." And so needless to say, a little back and forth, and thought we were I was afraid we might not make it out there with our lives, but we did, and we got the victory, which is most important.
Well, Donna, you'll work with Ray, and what's that like as far as working with this guy? And because every now and then he gives you plenty of shout outs on the radio, though.
He does. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's interesting. I mean, sometimes I have to tap him on the shoulder, and Richard, just to remind them, hey, you're on the air, people are listening. They never say anything inappropriate, but the public loves to hear these guys. Yeah. They love it. They know their voices. They're always excited when they come on the air. And, I mean, we get excited. We never know what they're going to say.
Right.
And that's part of the fun of having them broadcast for us for Cool. So it's great. It's great having them, and I enjoy it. I enjoy having you on the team.
Well, now, we have some awards to announce as far as our players go, our varsity football team. Donna, can you tell us what we've got?
Yeah, we're so excited for these guys. So congratulations to the following for making the All-South Metro football team. First team, we have Collier Blair. Second team, Michael Gibbs, Luke Haywood, Cooper Neal. Honorable mention goes to Charlie Parkinson, Sam Niven, and we want to talk about the new lineup, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. Region 5 has shuffled around a little bit. We've got some new teams that are in there now that haven't been there before. We've got some bigger teams that were 7A that are now 6A. So I want to read who is in our region, and then I'd like for you to tell me what that means to Chelsea going forward. Briarwood, Homewood, Huffman, Mountain Brook, Shades Valley, and Woodlawn. Obviously, the one that jumps out the most is Mountain Brook. Yeah. But that's a tough region.
Very tough. Maybe not the toughest. Region 6 might be the toughest in the state. It is a very tough region. Mountain Brook, coming from 7A, they were number 5 in 7A for a long time. Went deep into playoffs. So having them in 6A is going to be very difficult. But you got to be one of the top 4 teams out of the 7 that's there. I was speaking to a Briarwood coach yesterday, and I think they were a little shocked that they bumped up to 6A. They were thinking they had 2 more years at 5A. So that's definitely going to be, but that's exciting for us, knowing it's a region game. It's always important. It's always a rivalry, and it's good for us because we catch them early. They seem to get stronger as the year goes on. So it's good to catch them early in the schedule. Hate that we're losing Helena and Pelham because those are big rivalry games for us. And but picking up Woodlawn, Huffman, Shades Valley, they'll be tough. Huffman, I think, was 2-8 last year in 7A, so they're not as strong. But 7A is a tough region, a tough classification to be in. I'm excited about the region. It's going to be a difficult region, but I think we can be one of the best 4 teams in that region.
Yeah. And also, there's chatter going on, and it seems like ever since that we've been involved in Chelsea sports, you always hear Chelsea has a possibility of jumping up to 7A. What are your thoughts on that?
We'll be there in probably 2 years. Shocked, to be honest with you, the rumor going around was we were going to be 7A this year. They can only keep so many teams in that 7A unless they make it grow. And with Mountain Brook coming down, Huffman coming down, they actually lost a lot of schools out of 7A. And so I think we were thankful we were safe this time, but I think we're probably 2 years away.
So we've got a lot going on for the month of January, and if you want to find out as far as athletics or band goes, Donna, tell us how we can find that out.
Well, the best way is to go to Chelsea High School's webpage.
Yep, and you can find out everything that's happening that particular month, and actually probably a couple of months in advance. So, but a special thank you to our guest.
Yes, Ray Franklin. Thank you so much for being here, Ray.
Appreciate you having me.
And as always, we want to thank our sponsors that's behind the scenes. We want to thank the coaches, the faculty, the student athletes. I want to thank my producer, Philip Pritchard, who produces the show. And as always, it's a great day to be a Hornet. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.